Right, the last 10 minutes of today. And I hope some of you have already opened a Friday beer in front of the computer, maybe. I'm certainly hoping that I had one in my hand as well. It's been a long day, really exciting, a lot of interesting talks from every kind of subject, ranging from very technical to high level to deep learning to shallow learning, whatever. Let's go into what I wanted to say to end this really fantastic day. I mean, there's so much effort that has gone into this, and to see that everything worked out technically is really cool. But let's talk about that later. So, what a year this has been. I mean, everyone will remember 2020, I'm sure. And what I usually do nowadays, when I have questions like this, I ask the language models. Although very shallow AI we have, that's the best thing out there. So I actually asked Roberta how she will remember 2020. And I will remember 2020 as a mask year. And it's really good to see that actually it's been a good year. We will remember it as a good year. That was the statistics says. Four other choices would be pivotal, great, watershed, and bad, only at 5th place. And I think that's good to remember that even though it's been a difficult year, I think I agree with Roberta that it's been a good and pivotal and watershed year. So let's see actually what Roberta thinks about other years. I mean, just for fun, I went through every year from 1900 up until 2020 and asked Roberta what she remembered them as. 61 years were remembered as bad, 2 as defining, 1 as good, and 57 as great. Although, I mean, the result is a little bit problematic because Roberta remembers 1914 to 1918 as great. But 1968 and 1992 were defining years, which I think I agree with. But regarding these language models, so there is this paper that actually claims that language models as knowledge bases. I think the jury is still out there because it doesn't seem that remembering 1914 to 1918 as great years seem completely right. So, I mean, I will perhaps remember 2020 as the year when the AI hype died. I hope I will be true about that statement. But so what we can see here is Google Trends search on artificial intelligence in Sweden. And actually the peak was in January 2020. And what we see now is so much actually people going down and actually building things. I think although as Daniel points out, machine learning has been ready for 20 years. I mean, what we have seen in the last couple of years is actually big watershed change in what we actually can do and what people are doing and how the tools out there are helping us. I mean, the level of knowledge that you need or the technical expertise that an organization needs to be able to deliver on ML projects has really been lowered a lot. Which actually helps us going over the hype. We know what we can do with deep learning and we know how to put it in production and so on. So I think, let's see if 2020 was the year where the hype died. Especially here, I mean, in Gothenburg or locally in Sweden, I think that's, let's actually see if 2021 will be the year when value is created. And I think that it's, to some extent, I mean, people have been creating value with machine learning or AI for a long time. And as I mentioned already earlier today, that Gosset already used data science to brew better beer 100 years ago. I think that it's still the fact that we still have so much left to do in terms of the value creation that we can do with machine learning. And if we're over the hype, maybe we will be able to, and this is across organizations. So the question is now, so are we finally at the place where we, as the AI community in Gothenburg, and not only FANG, so, you know, we're always looking over at the US to see if, let's see, I mean, they do such great things here. Can we really do that in small Sweden or small Gothenburg? And I think that now it's the time that actually we are at that point. 2021. Let's make that a great year in terms of value creation. And solving real-world problems with state-of-the-art machine learning. So I think that's sort of the big change that I see here, that machine learning has been applied a long time, but it's not really been state-of-the-art machine learning that people have been applying. But that's the big change I'm seeing, that we actually can take the latest paper from Google, and 2 months later, people in Sollentuna or Varberg or wherever have actually put it in production, which I think is a huge watershed change. And I'm really looking forward to next year for many reasons, not only value creation. So with that said, I want to thank all our partners that have been part of organizing this day. It wouldn't have been possible. GAIA is a voluntary organization. We're all doing this because it's fun. To be able to pay for the excellent studio that we've had today, for example, our partners have been really crucial. So a big thank you goes out to all these wonderful companies that is helping creating the AI scene in Gothenburg and helping the AI community in Gothenburg to deliver on these kinds of events. Another thing is thanking all the organizers. So it's been a really kick-ass team, sorry for the expression, that have been able to, with the help of these amazing people, have been making this day possible. So it's a lot of great people on this list, and I really want to thank all of them. Sitting at home, helping out with the chat or with planning, telling me that speakers were not showing up or being late or whatever. So all these people have been helping out during the day, behind the scenes, moderating questions and handling the Slack channels and everything like that, and primarily been part of organizing this really, really long haul that has been organizing this conference, from planning it already this time last year to actually being able to having it finally today, which is really cool. It's been a great work, people, and really happy to say that you've done an amazing job. So, thank you for today. I hope it's been interesting, and everything that we've done today recorded will be available afterwards on YouTube, I think, Jacob? Yeah. So you can all go and listen to the talks that you didn't have time to do because you had this meeting that you were part of, or emails that you were writing or whatever. So everything will be available on our YouTube channel later. And to finally end, let's hope we can make this conference in the real world next time. I think we're all hoping that this will be over by the time we'll have time to organize the GAIA Conference next year. And I also want to thank all the amazing people in the studio that has been clicking around and fixing all the technical issues here with the cameras and everything like that. Awesome job, and thank you so much for your work. And enjoy your Friday, everyone, and see you out there creating value with machine learning and AI in Sweden and Gothenburg. Okay, bye.